What's up, guys? Adam here with the Valley Life. Thought I'd make a quick video about the AVP and some of their new announcements that they just made back on November 13th. Sounds like they've got some new formats, actually just a whole new bunch of stuff that they want to roll out for 2024. So thought I'd read through this article with you guys, and if you have comments, feedback, or just put them in the comment section and let me know what you think. But before we do that, I just wanted to remind all that this video is brought to you by thevalleylife.com. Check it out if you've got time. We've got videos. We have a bunch of apparel, so always helps support the channel. But anyway, back to the big news. So here we are. This is volleyballmag.com. I don't know if you know or listen to sandcast.com or Sandcast, the podcast. It's with Triborn and Travis Mertweather. They talk about a lot of stuff, and I believe Travis writes several articles for volleyballmag.com. I'm not sure if he wrote this one specifically, but I know he shared it. So always good stuff over at Sandcast. But either way, this is volleyballmag.com. Always lots of good news on this site. So big AVP happenings. 8-city league starts in 2024. That's interesting because one of the things I'm going to make another video about this, but it's one of the things I've always thought the AVP should think about when you look at other leagues like the NBA, obviously NFL and MLB and all the big leagues in the US specifically. It's more of a league format, so it's not like a tournament format like the AVP is. So at the AVP, obviously every weekend or every tournament that they have, they're in a city, and it's a 1 weekend tournament. So it's not like a league where there's a set schedule. You play, it's kind of city against city. And I think that's what builds a lot of fanship behind teams in the NBA and in other leagues, is because the fan base gets behind their collective city. And so I think that's something the AVP has been missing for a long time, but that's something I think I'll talk about in another video. But let's see what the details here are. So the AVP is making a major addition in 2024. A lot of details are obviously still to come. Domestic Pro Beach Volleyball Tour announced Monday. The AVP League, 8 teams in both genders, so men and women's. 8 men's, 8 women's teams will play head-to-head in a regular season. So it's very similar to what the NBA, MLB, NFL does, MLS, all the big professional leagues. Let's close this here. It's kind of getting on my nerves. Brooklyn, Miami, Palm Beach, Dallas, Austin. And we'll have 1 starting men's team, 1 starting women's. So I'm not sure what that means by starting. So I don't know if each city will have multiple teams. They'll have 1 team that represents the city primarily. That's interesting. Top overall teams will then participate in an end-of-season playoff tournament and championship match. So that's great. I know that's something Triborn and other guests that they've had on Sandcast, on their Sandcast podcast. They talk a lot about, and it sounds like Tri was saying a lot of other players would love some kind of end-season playoff tournament, something similar to what they did in Phoenix a couple years ago. It was close. I'm not sure it really lived up to what some of the players were thinking, but I think it was a good attempt to try to get something going for an end-of-season tournament. But it sounds like Tri's a lot of times saying there should be some kind of point system or some type of process where, as it goes throughout the season, at the end of the season, there's like a playoff. Everyone's seeded based on their performance throughout the season. And then there's this kind of a playoff run, like big professional leagues. So the AVP said it's reimagining its traditional 2-player team tournaments into the AVP Heritage Series. Next season, the AVP Heritage Series will host multiple weekend-long tournaments. So that sounds like what the traditional tournaments have been for years, the last 40 years. So, but it looks like they're going to rebrand it and call it the AVP Heritage Series. So the AVP Heritage Series will be your traditional weekend tournament throughout the country all summer. So before the league begins, the AVP will conduct a player draft. That's awesome. Player draft in Manhattan Beach next summer. So I wonder how that will work. If you're drafted, who do you end up with as a partner? That's interesting. That's cool though. So I'm curious to see how that'll go. And I wonder who will be doing the drafting. Are there going to be owners in these cities? Will these players be on a fixed salary? Will their travel expenses be covered? That'll be interesting. Hopefully more information will come out. The introduction of the AVP League is a transformational change for the sport of volleyball and the AVP, which has grown continually for 40 years, said Robert Corvino, the AVP's news. Okay, so that's the new CEO. So Robert, come on, Bob, let's get this thing going. It builds on the best traditions of the past to create exciting new opportunities for players. That's what the AVP needs. It needs this just I think try different ideas, maybe try to align and borrow things from other leagues that work. And if some of those things don't work for the AVP or for volleyball, beach volleyball specifically, then scrap it. But I think they should just go for it, figure out what works. This is awesome. In a news release, the AVP quoted Olympic gold medalist April Ross, who coincidentally announced this weekend on Instagram. Congratulations to April Ross. She did just have a baby. I saw that. The AVP identified an opportunity for evolution. I'm excited to see these changes. Blah, blah, blah. Ross said the goal is always to grow. Yeah. Let's see. Alex Klein, Andy Benes said, this is from Andy. So he's a current player. Andy plays with Miles Partain. They're probably the hottest team in the world. If not the world, they're one of them. And they're definitely the hottest team in the U.S. I'm very excited about the new direction and plan for the AVP. The league is the revamp the players and fans have been looking for. That's very true. So is that it? I think that's all we've got, but very interesting. Each team, let's go back up and talk about the actual league, because it sounds like the domestic Pro Beach Volleyball Tour announced Monday the 8 teams, so begin in September. So this is interesting because I think what they're calling the AVP Heritage Series is going to go, I think, from April or May all the way through the end of August, probably. And then this league that they're talking about is going to start in September. So the AVP League, 8 teams, will start in September, and it'll run through November, which is interesting, though. If there's teams in New York, it'd be interesting to see them playing into November, but maybe scheduling, they'll have them playing in other cities where it's warm. But anyway, this is cool. This is interesting. It's a new punch to the AVP. Hopefully more details will come out, and when they do, I'll definitely make a video talking about this. But spread the news, because this is cool. And I think, again, like I said before, I think the AVP, this Robert Corvino, sounds like he's trying to move the AVP into the same structure as NFL, MLS, NBA, etc. So it's going to be cool. Thanks for listening. Lots more videos to come, and we'll talk to you guys later.